Hey guys, Christina here. So today's video is going to be kind of a autism update slash rant. I don't like to keep it negative here on my channel. I'm usually a pretty positive person. Um, I try to be as honest and, you know, put myself out there as I can. Um, and I tend to put on a good side for you guys. And I like to keep my channel positive, so that's why I do that. Of course, I'm a mom. Of course, I have issues. Of course, things aren't always what they seem. I think that's just with everybody, especially YouTubers. But today is kind of like an impromptu video because I've just had some situations happen lately, and it's nothing like horrible, but it just makes you think, you know, maybe I'm not alone. I just want to put this out there because maybe there's some moms out there that are kind of going through the same things as me. And I just basically wanted to tell them that they're not alone. So a while back, I kind of shared our autism story with you guys. Our son Daniel was diagnosed with autism when he was in, oh gosh, first grade, second grade, first grade. Or no, kindergarten. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I'm so bad. But anyways, he is 16 now. He turned 16 this year in July. And it's just, I wanted to kind of put, I actually wanted to do this video a long time ago. I wanted to do more of an update and kind of give parents more of like the teenager aspects and like what we're dealing with right now, especially with high school. And I'm actually going to talk about some of that right now, but it's not going to be more of like a positive note. It's just because I've been dealing with this stuff and it's infuriating sometimes because sometimes you feel like there's nobody out there to help you and you do feel alone. Sometimes you feel totally alone in this. And I mean, luckily for me, I'm kind of an optimist. I try to always look at things positively, and I try to look at things glass half full type of thing. But I'm also a realist in the fact that I know sometimes you can't change certain situations. But anyways, let me kind of get into what is kind of been going on around here. Okay, so we will start with, I'm not even going to start with school right now. We're just going to start with my home. Okay. I live on an acre and a quarter piece of land. I do have neighbors that are pretty close, but again, we have so much land that we hardly ever see our neighbors out. And I'm next to, older people. Like, I think there's a lot of retirees around me. I have both my next door neighbors are retirees. People right across the street from me are retirees. And, so it's a very quiet neighborhood. I know people's values and discipline things, like the way they used to do things, are different from the way we do things now, or at least the way I do things. So I know that the way they might look at things that I do and think that I'm a horrible mom, but whatever. So, anyways, so I think I've mentioned this before in some of my videos. Daniel doesn't have very many friends, and he does play pretend quite a bit. Like, that's his thing to do. He likes to pretend army. He likes to pretend that he's in some war, or likes to pretend spy, or whatever. Sometimes it was rock band. But he likes to play with himself, because he doesn't have a lot of friends. And that's usually kids with autism stick to themselves because, they're playing with themselves in their head. Yes, he has friends at school that he hangs out with, but he's never brought a friend over to play, and I do work in his high school. I see him every day, so I know who his friends are. They talk to me all the time. And it's not that he doesn't want them over. It's just that, it's hard. It's hard to get together with other kids that are special needs. But that's besides the point. So anyways, he does like to play with himself, and he likes to play outside and play pretend, like I said. And I let my kids play with toy guns. I know that's an issue. Some people don't let their kids play with toy guns. But again, the kid's obsessed with army. He has an army themed bedroom. He loves to dress up in camo and pretend that he's in a war, So army guys need guns. screw me, sorry. Of course he knows rules. You don't point him at people. You don't even pretend to shoot somebody. We just play for pretend. So anyways, we've had a couple times situations where some of my neighbors have had grandkids over that are younger, and apparently Daniel was playing outside, minding his business, and because he took the gun and shined it in their direction, again, these are guns that cannot shoot. They look, they're bright blue and green. They're totally fake guns. But, I've had one of my neighbors come over about a year ago and tell me, you know what, your son's pointing a gun at my grandkid. Can you please have him stop? And actually, I wasn't even there. They told my husband this. My husband was like, okay, sure, no problem. Told Daniel to come in we have a smaller area yard, and then we have our backyard. So 2 backyards, if that makes sense. So he handled the situation. Well, recently, my mom was over, and she was up in the fort with Daniel, and I guess some of the little kids on the other side of my other neighbor's house were saying, he was pointing the gun at me. Whatever, kids like to tail on other kids, and yeah, maybe their parents told them that's not okay. And my mom, I think, handled the situation okay. She was like, it's a toy gun, he's not gonna hurt you, I'll talk to him, whatever. Done and said. Didn't have any issues with our neighbors, and I think that's the point. It's like, it doesn't have to be a big issue, but things like that lurk in my head and just keep circling in my mind, and it's just like, he can't even play in his backyard without getting in trouble, and he's playing with himself. It's like, give me a break, okay? I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of having to defend my kid, and I know he's not perfect. Yes, he does do things that he's not supposed to, but it's just maddening to know that my kid can't even play in his backyard without, again, me having to him get in trouble. He's not even playing with other kids. So that's just one thing that's just been bugging me like crazy, because I know it's not going to end. I know it's going to happen again. Yeah, he knows he's not supposed to point at other kids, but it's like, I don't know. In the situation, like I said, it wasn't out of control or anything, but at the same time, it's like, he's playing in his backyard, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? The kid doesn't have any friends. We can't play at the park if there's other kids there, because, he's inappropriate, or, he doesn't quite understand that when there's little kids around, we don't cuss, because I'm sorry, my son's a teenager. He does cuss. He's not perfect. Like I said, we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So, yeah. That's the situation that we're going on. He's back here, by the way. He can hear me talking. I was trying to do this video when he was in the house with his brothers, because his brothers are watching a movie, but I can't hold back anymore. It's bugging me. So that's the situation with that. Now, another note is he's in school right now. He's in high school. He's a teenager, okay? Okay, so he's recently this year, he's had 2 new aides. He had a new teacher last year, which he's kind of used to her. He's used to her now, but he's got 2 new aides, and change is not something that kids with autism handle very well. I know my son Daniel cannot handle change at all well. He usually will have a blowout, or it'll be progressive every day, where it's just it's not happening. He's going to try to test new people, and that's kind of what it's been. And yes, we've been in school, God, over a month now. And it still seems like he's overacting, he's acting a little out of control, a little out of normal, but this is what their job is, right? Again, I see him every day. I talk to the aides and the teachers all the time to find out what he's doing and how he's doing. So that's one thing. So he's cussed a few times, and they've told me, that we told him to stop, and la 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 la, whatever, no problem. He shouldn't be cussing anyways. End of story. But something that has happened since the beginning of this year, and it's still continuing this week, and it's just really getting on my dang nerves, is that, Daniel will say he has an upset stomach, and instead of, making him go maybe lie down, put his head down, or sit down and relax for a little while, or go to the bathroom, they will send him to the nurse. Okay, so the first few times, okay, he had an upset stomach, send him to the nurse, we'll send him home. Well, again, all kids will do this. Oh, this works. All I have to do is say my stomach hurts and I can go home. So it started getting a little out of control. He would go home like at least twice a week, which was ridiculous. I'd have to stop everything I'm doing, try to see if my husband or my older son was home, or I'd have to bring him home and then go back to work. Like, it was so ridiculous. And he actually went a couple weeks where he didn't have to do it. And I was like thinking, okay, maybe he's over this. Well, this week, I believe it was Monday or Tuesday, I can't quite remember now. Again, he said he had an upset stomach, so they sent him to the nurse. Now, since the beginning of the year, he has missed so many days. And he misses maybe like 5th and 6th period, but still, I've had the district call me and tell me, your son has missed too many days, we're going to have to send you something, or you're going to have to go to a class, or blah, 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 whatever. But I'm sorry, it's not me taking him home or keeping him home, it's your school that's sending him home. So this last time when they sent him to the office, I told the nurse, I said, you know what, because they call me because I work in the cafeteria, I said, you know what, I can't bring him home. Is he throwing up? Does he look queasy? Does he have a fever? She's like, no. And the nurse is on my side. She's like, I totally agree. I'll send him back to the class. I'll give him a cracker and we'll go from there. I said, fine. Well, they sent him back. Maybe after lunch, he was fine, whatever. And then they sent him back. And it's just like, come on, like, I need the school's help. As soon as he gets a little stomach, they want to send him home. And honestly, it's because they don't want to have to deal with the special needs kids. They're tired, they think, oh, we'll get rid of them so we won't have to deal with them. And I used to not think like that. I used to think, oh, they would try everything they can to keep them in school. But now I know it's true. They just don't want to deal with the kids in class. And I'm so like, I just feel like I need the help, people, especially from you schools. Like, I need your help. So I just wanted to come on here and give my little 2 cents about what's been going on. And I know it's not kind of like an updated story, but it's kind of like what I'm dealing with in the situation, caused by my son Daniel, because he does have autism, and this is just real life and things and situations that I'm going through with him. And they're little tiny minor things, but I just feel like they shouldn't be an issue, but they are. And I don't know if anybody else is kind of going through something similar to what I'm doing and going through with their child or their niece and nephews or their grandkids. I would love to hear from you, because I don't know. I always keep a smile on my face, because I just feel like, God, what's next? What's going to happen next? So I don't want to make it seem like everything is horrible, because not everything is horrible, but it's always something. And I just want to let other parents know that have special needs kids that you guys are not alone, because I'm totally going through the same situation. And every single day, if not every single week, we're going through something. And you guys are really my inspiration. Other parents that have to kind of deal with other situations with special needs kids. Like, I truly look up to you guys, because I know that I'm not alone, and I kind of need that strength right now. So I hope you guys were made it through the end of the video. I know I was just kind of a rant, kind of like a just update what's going on right now in my life. I will try to get back to some YouTube videos regularly, but it's just so hard for me with life and being a mom and just trying to give my individual attention to each kid, which is hard. But I will try. I do have some thrifting hauls I want to get out there, because I have a lot of stuff that I've thrifted lately, and I just haven't had the time or the energy to sit down and film them. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.